Somebody broke in and started snipping all the wire out of the house. I got a buddy who's going to come over and help me move some of the heavier pieces down to the garage so I can make room and start working on what used to be the dining room and the kitchen a little bit more. Until he gets here, I'm going to go ahead and start on this wall over here. I already got all the outlets pulled, just need to get the trim off and then start taking a hammer to it. So that's what we're going to do. I still gotta get that stuff out of the way to get the rest, but we're talking about just opening all this up so that you're kind of surrounded by windows here in this room and we can eat in here. So this kind of gives us an idea. Once I get that stuff out of the way, which I may attempt to today, but we can see how it's actually going to look. But so far I like having the windows everywhere. So. Alright, just for some completion feeling, I'm going to go ahead and just take out this wall. That way all these walls down the hall will be completely done. Well, let's not get ahead of myself. I still have the left side of the hallway down there to do, but I'll do that after I clean out the closet. So, yeah, I think this one's going to work. I'm going to go ahead and take the tools and put them up, then grab these and go. Someone's already knocked a hole down here, so I'm hoping I can just start pulling. Back for the upper stuff. Alright, sorry, it's a little dark in the bathroom here. There's no lights or anything. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. Just take off those light switches and plug-ins, and then take out the mirror there. And then maybe move on to the sink here. I guess I also have trim to take off around that door, but first things first. Let's get the switches and the mirror out. So I'm going to knock these walls out so I can actually see what's going on in there, and then we'll go from there. I still have about an hour, so my time is okay. Seeing where the tile went. So I'm not too sure what this is. I mean, it's like a backsplash, so this is probably some sort of fiberglass or something like that. I'll give it a old thwack and see what it does. Seems like mesh with some material in between the two pieces of mesh. Wow. Seems like it's going to cause a mess. Alright. I gave up on that bit that's behind there, but I am going to try to go knock this wall inward from the hallway here. Saving that for the ladder. Alright, so I came in like a normal day, and I went to go turn on the power here, and hit the power, and no lights came on out there. So I was wondering what is going on here. Come around the back, notice that some wires are snipped here. Walk down the hall, notice a shovel is laying on the floor where it shouldn't be. Whenever I left the night before, it was actually like up against that, next to the rake there. Started walking down and noticed that these were all snipped off, but the wires are still there up in the ceiling. So I thought to myself, is somebody prepping this area, or did they already come and go? And it turns out they already came and went. See some wire here. And it's basically the same story throughout the whole entire house. Down in the basement, they actually had time to work, I guess, under the cover of darkness, and ended up putting a board over the window down there, and then just took every single wire out of there. But coming to the living room, you can actually see there's some footprints. Whoop, sorry about that. You can actually see there's some. There's some footprints on the ground here, and a lot of these wires got snipped, but they weren't taken. I think that they were uncomfortable working with all the windows around, but you can see there's wire on the ground out there, and you can also tell that there's footprints out there. Let's see if I can get a closer look. Sorry, the window's really dirty. Anyways, did some walking around and walked down that corner of the hill back there towards the cemetery, and at the very bottom of the hill, right before it hits the road, probably not going to be able to see the parking lot down there, but right before it hits the road down there, there was another piece of wire that sort of like matched this styling, about that length. So I think that they lost a couple on their way out, but we ended up putting a camera in and haven't had anybody in here since that I've noticed. Police did come out. They took their report, took their photos, and then said, all right, see you later. But you know, what are they supposed to do in these kinds of situations? Anyways, that's about it. You just see some wires snipped everywhere. Here, it's pretty dark, but you can see there. Taking down the basement, but it's like, I don't know, so dark down there it probably wouldn't do any good. They actually tried to take some of the piping, also the copper pipe that was down in the basement. They got a little bit of it, but you see snipped. And then the same thing throughout the whole entire house, basically. And they were actually going to take this big copper thing here, I think, but didn't get very far. It's pretty heavy. It used to be back in that back room behind there. Luckily none of the walls or anything were down in here, so no damage that I noticed. But that's not what we're here today to do.